So D5 Lite, which was recently released for SketchUp, is now available for Revit. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick introduction to D5 Lite and demonstrate how to use both the AI and render modes. These tools will help you speed up your early design concepts and ideas before taking your file into D5 Render for high quality final production renders. Let's get started. So here I am in Revit, and as you can see, I have already prepared this basic mass model. I will quickly apply a gypsum material so we can actually see it as a solid form. Alright, so our model is ready. Now before we continue, you can download D5 Lite for free from the link in the description, and once you install it, you will find the D5 Lite tab in your Revit ribbon bar here. Here we have some buttons that we can use inside of Revit. The first one is connect to D5 render, which of course is to transfer your scene from Revit to D5 render, which we'll talk about at the end of this video. The next one is the actual connect to D5 Lite button, and the rest of this we'll talk about in a moment. First, let's start D5 Lite. And here, first let's talk about the controls. You can use WASD to move forward, backward, right and left. Use the Q and E keys to move up or down. And if you hold down the Shift key, you can speed up. To slow down, you can hold down the space bar. You can use the scroll wheel as well to move forward or backward. And you can hold down the Shift key and use the middle mouse button to orbit around. By holding down the right mouse button, you can look around, and with the middle mouse button, you can pan. To toggle between perspective and orthographic, you can press P. And to change the camera projection to 2-point perspective, you can press F8. To hide the panels, you can press F9. You can actually press 0 to return back the camera view. So these were some of the main controls that I wanted to discuss. Now let's go back to Revit and see what we have got in our Revit D5 Lite tab. As you can see, if I try to go back to Revit, it actually doesn't work. That's because by default, the D5 Lite window is pinned to the top. So to remove that, we can press Shift Alt plus T. And now we can easily switch back to Revit. Okay, I will quickly split both windows. As you can see, we have the live sync button turned on. So if I make any changes in Revit, it will be updated live in D5 Lite. As you can see, if I zoom in or zoom out, it will update here as well. We can turn it off by clicking here. Now if you notice, it's still updating in D5 Lite even though the live sync is off. That's because live sync works mainly when you are editing your model or updating your materials in Revit. So if you want to stop updating your camera movement, you have a separate option, sync viewport. Right now, as you can see, it's turned on. We can turn it off by clicking here. Now if I make any movement to the camera in Revit, it won't be updated in D5. If you don't want live sync, you can use this sync once option. You need to click it whenever you make any changes in Revit. Anyway, next we have the sync scene to D5 render button and then the light editor. Right now, as you can see, we don't see any settings. That's because we have not selected any lights in our project, and we'll talk about this light editor later on in the video. Next we have export button. If you use this option, you can directly export this whole model as a single file that you can easily import into D5 render, or you can export each and every object in your scene separately by clicking here. Next we have the export settings. You can adjust the settings according to your project. Let's close this and expand the D5 Lite window. Now here, as you can see at the top left, we have two buttons. The first one is AI mode and the second one is render mode. First, let's talk about AI mode and see what we can do with this mass form. Let's click it. As you can see, the settings panel has slightly changed now. At the bottom left, we have this history list. It will show us all the renderings that we generated, especially in this project. Next, we have the capture from Revit button. Let's say if you want to generate a rendering from a specific angle, you can set that angle in Revit and then go back to D5 and click this capture from Revit button. There you go. It will capture the view exactly. Okay, I think I should just quickly hide the levels and then click on capture from Revit again. In the main panel, you can choose a style according to your project. We have plenty of design styles available here. You can choose from landscape, residential, interior, public interior, and more. For this video, I'm going to choose architecture, residential, and then villa. Next, we have this structure weight slider. If you want the AI to be more creative, you can slide this to the left. And if you want the AI to be accurate, you can just keep it to the right. In this case, I'm going to leave it on creative. Then we have the reference image option. If you have any reference image, you can upload that as well. Then we have the text prompt option. I will quickly add a prompt. Then you have the output settings. Using the standard settings, you can generate 2K renderings and 4K with the high settings. Here we have the number of images that we want to generate. I will leave it on 4 and let's click generate. So the renderings are being generated. Let's give it a minute. And our design ideas have been generated. You can just click on the image to open it up in full size. So I think we should go with this design. So I will just download this. And of course, you will find all your generated images in the history list down here. So now I will quickly prepare the model in Revit according to this reference and get back to you once it's done. Okay, so I have prepared the model and applied the materials. And as you can see, I have added some Revit families as well. Currently, D5 Lite works only with Revit families. In future releases, we will get the D5 assets library inside of Revit as well. Anyway, let's start D5 Lite again. And as you can see, currently it's still in AI mode. So let's switch to render mode. As you can see, it's already looking pretty good. So anyway, let's press P on the keyboard to switch to perspective. And I will quickly set up the camera view. Once you are happy with the camera position, you can click this menu to open up the 3D views list. We can simply click here to update this camera angle in this view. Currently, we cannot create any new views directly inside of D5 Lite for Revit. If you want to create a view from a specific angle, you can create that in Revit and you will find that view in this D5 Lite window. And here in the main panel, we have these standard settings to fine-tune our rendering, such as contrast, saturation, highlights, and shadows. We can even adjust the color tone of our rendering using this temperature slider down here. But I think we should first focus on the sun settings in the environment tab. And then we can move back to effects and adjust the effects accordingly. In the environment tab, we have the option to use HDRI as well. So I will quickly load an HDRI, and here we can also adjust the intensity, rotation, and sun intensity as well. Right now it doesn't change anything because currently we are using the sunlight from the HDRI. But if I scroll down, there is a cool option that allows you to adjust the sun position independently from the HDRI. This cool feature I noticed in D5 render as well. Anyway, in this case, I would like to use the custom sun settings. Next, we have this exposure slider. Right now it's in digits, but you can click here to switch to this slider. By default, auto exposure is on. If you want, you can just turn it off and adjust the exposure manually, but I would like to just keep this on and adjust the exposure. Next, we have this light editor. Currently, we don't have any settings showing up here. That's because we haven't selected any lights yet. To see the light settings, we need to go back to Revit. Okay, I'll just split both windows. And let's select a light family in our Revit project. We now see these settings in the light editor. We can adjust the light intensity, angle, and color temperature. I think we should just select all of the lights of the same type in our project, and we can actually edit them as a group, which will save us a lot of time. Anyway, let's export this rendering. So I will open up the output settings, and here I will just leave it on standard. The file format should be PNG, and the aspect ratio should be 16:9, and then let's hit render. So the rendering has finished, and as you can see, it's looking pretty decent, even though I didn't put too much time into fine-tuning the effects. Okay, we'll quickly do a night rendering as well. I will just change the daytime like so and export it as well. So we got our initial presentation renderings as well. Now let's see how you can transfer this D5 Lite or this Revit project file with all the settings to D5 render. To do so, first you need to close D5 Lite. Then let's go here and click connect to D5 button. Let's click on new project. And there you have it. The complete scene we just prepared with all the materials, lighting and 3D models. Everything has been imported into D5. You can now proceed with preparing the final rendering or an amazing animation of your project in D5 Render. So here is my take on this new rendering plugin. D5 Lite makes early stage designs much faster and easier. Instead of waiting for test renders, you get to see realistic materials and lighting instantly. Keep in mind that D5 Lite for Revit is still a new plugin. They're working on adding more features, including the full D5 asset library in future updates. You can download it and try it out completely for free using the link in the description below. If you found this video helpful, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll be uploading more D5 Lites tutorials soon, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.